It's time.
It's time.
Time to meet the women who make a living around fast cars.
Hello, ladies.
This is Women Take the Wheel.
Sit down, strap in, and turn on all you've got.
Nikki Clark is taking you behind the scenes.
You're ready to win. Let me tell you, these cars, they get up and go pretty good.
Introducing you to women drivers, crew members, and fans of the racing world. Plus, Nikki is bringing you the latest racing news in Indiana and beyond.
We're going to bring it to you from the tower as they get ready to pull into the beam.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
All right, strap yourselves in.
Getting off the track and in your ears. This is Women Take the Wheel.
Come on, baby.
With your host,
Here we go.
Nikki Clark.
Hi, I'm Nikki Clark, your host for Women Take the Wheel, here on the All Indiana Podcast Network. And on this episode, I welcome back Ida Zetterstrom. We first met Ida at PRI 2 years ago, and so much has happened since then. She's been a little busy. She's the European Top Fuel Champion, Swedish Driver of the Year, and now she's made the move to the States to compete in the NHRA. Ida talks about her plans for this season with JCM Racing, the differences between racing in Europe and the U.S., her spot-on advice for girls wanting to get into motorsports, and a little breaking news about a new honor she was just bestowed. Stay tuned.
Your day moves fast. Your news should too. That's why there's a new and improved Wish TV app bringing you more local news, breaking alerts, live streaming, weather forecasts, radar, and Indiana sports all in one place. Customize your news feed to see the stories that matter most to you and get the information you need when you need it. Download the new and improved Wish TV app today on iOS or Android and take News 8 with you everywhere.
And welcome to Women Take the Wheel, actually in the studio with a guest this week, which I'm so excited about. We have Ida Zetterstrom with us. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. This is going to be fun.
Yes, and I have to mention again that it's Ida, and I was pronouncing it wrong. I was saying Ida, and you never corrected me.
Well, I usually, for me, it's fine when people say Ida. I understand that the spelling of my name makes sense for being said Ida when I'm over here, but in Sweden, we pronounce it as Ida. The only thing for me is, like, sometimes I don't hear it when people speak to me. So I had people calling me and they say, Ida, and I don't hear them.
Like,
and then I come off as rude, but it was just like, I don't hear it. But no, I don't mind if you say it wrong. People usually don't even try with my last name because I know it's just very strange. But
I at least get that. But now, if you remember, we had Ida on 2 years ago, I think, at PRI.
Yep.
But you have done so much since then. This year, you are the European Drag Racing Champion.
Yes, Top Fuel Champion. So that was a big one for us, for sure.
And that's not all. And I've been bragging. I just took her on the station. I'm bragging to everybody. And I can't even list all of them. I know Swedish Driver of the Year.
Yeah, that was also a big one for me because I was up against such big names like, rally legends, Johan Kristoffersson and others that have made so many cool things in the sport or like in motorsport in general in Sweden. So, and it's also, it's voted on by the people. So that made it extra special for me by the Swedish people. So, yeah.
And you've been busy too. You've also been on like a little victory tour. We're just talking about talk about some of the talk shows and everything you've been on.
Yeah, so when we came back to Sweden, basically after we had made our announcement at PRI end of last year, I went on a talk show in Sweden. So it's Sweden's biggest talk show, Carina Bergfeldt, and that was really cool. It was my first talk show, and it was a big thing. And I came straight from the airport, coming in from PRI. Like I arrived, went straight to the studio. They, fixed hair and makeup and threw me in a chair there. So that was very, very go-go, but it was very cool. And then we also did two of Sweden's biggest morning shows before we headed over here to US.
Oh my God. Okay, so now that's the main thing that we're getting into. So you made the big announcement. You are racing here this year, which I knew you would be. When I talked to you 2 years ago, I'm like, you're going to be racing over here soon. We got to get you over here. So tell everybody you're going to be racing with Maynard Racing this year. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna race with JCM Racing together with Tony Schumacher in the second car. I will not be running a full season this year. I will make a late summer debut, and then we're planning to run around 8 races, between 6 and 8 races at the end of the year. I'll be in the car for a bit before that to make some laps and see the routines of the crew and all of that. But I'm just looking forward to getting seat time and eventually getting to race. So we'll have 3 cars. So we'll have 2 cars. One is mine, one is Tony's, and then we have a backup car. But right now we are working on the backup car. We're still doing some work on the car that will be my car. So for now, Tony's driving his car. I had planned to test in Gainesville, but unfortunately that won't work due to rules that are in place there.
Gotcha.
So I can't do that, but I will be testing, plan is to test in Phoenix and then test in Vegas and then test in Charlotte. So that's the plan right now, to get some seat times, get some laps in. The team gets to see how I drive and I get to see how they work, and we can, merge together to kind of understand each other. And I just, as a driver, you just want to be in the car as much as possible.
I'm getting that. Well, and the fact that you're like hanging out with the crew too, and you're bonding with the crew, because to me, it's such an important piece of seeing my friends' cars, of being bonded with that crew and keeping the same crew. Like the drivers who have the same crews longer do better.
I mean, in Europe, that's one of the biggest things why we have had the success. I mean, I had such a good crew. I mean, when we raced the bikes many years ago, I had a great crew. And when I went into Top Fuel, I thought I will never be able to top this. And then, I mean, I had such a great crew in Top Fuel. I couldn't believe it. We had a really good connection. We worked well together. Everybody was, pulling for the same thing, and everybody wanted that championship. And that's where we ended up. We had a fantastic 2023 season, and I wouldn't trade those guys in for anything. But of course, moving over here, I can't bring him. It will be a new team. So the good thing is that I've spent a lot of time now in the shop with the guys, with Tony's crew, and I went to Bradenton. I'm going to be on every event this year, even the ones I'm not racing. I will be at every NHRA event with the team, and I've got such a good feeling. They're such good guys, and they really have that team spirit, and I feel like they are very close to each other, all of them, and they're really all pulling in the same direction, just the same as my team did in Europe, and also not forgetting to have fun while you do it. And I think that's a really important part of it too, because if you're not liking what you do, you're never going to be that great at it. But I can really feel that everybody's putting in love in what they're doing. So I really feel like I've found homes.
You have. It sounds like, and the fact that you're running the 8 races, that puts you in Rookie of the Year contention.
Yes, I do.
Which is a big deal.
It is, and I mean,
you got stiff class this year.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, when we were looking at this from the beginning, and we said that one of the things we really wanted to do was, of course, run for the Rookie of the Year, because I felt like that's a major honor with Rookie of the Year, and that's something we wanted to aim for. Then, of course, I do know that I will be a little bit of an underdog in that, because I'm not running as many events as some of the, rookies this year that are doing full seasons and jumping in with big teams, and that will be harder. I mean, we have names like Tony Stewart that I have to race against for Rookie of the Year. So, no, that will be hard, but we're not going down without a fight. I feel like we have a lot to bring to the table, and I can't wait for our team to just get out there and show what we do. So.
And you've got some great sponsors supporting you this year. So earlier this week, it was announced VP Racing Fuels. Yeah. And they were with you in Europe also?
We actually never had like an official partnership for Europe, but I have worked together with VP Racing, and especially Freddie, that's been a lot in Europe for many years. I mean, in 2019, when we won the championship in Super Street Bike, I won the VP Racing Award of the Year for basically driver or rider that had shown most improvement over the year. And that was an award from VP, and that was kind of how that door was open for me with a relationship with VP Racing. And we have been, I've been using the product since I ran Junior Dragster when I was a kid. So for me, VP Racing has always been around. And when we have been working on different projects in Europe, we've always found great ways to basically do, business to business things and had it more of a relationship on that level. But we're looking forward to doing something big in Europe for 2024. Although I knew that I was trying to do something in Europe or in US for 2024. Yeah. So we kind of kept that door open to see what happened. And as soon as I could tell them about, what I was going to do in US, they were really excited for it and definitely wanted to find a way to work together over here too. And I'm really glad about that. I feel like it's a good fit for me. I'm very proud to represent them. And since it's products that I know and I know their way of working and it will fit us very well. So I'm happy for it.
Well, and you, like I said, this is a week of like breaking news and stuff like that because you also have your Edelbrock came back over. Yeah.
And for me, that's a major one just because they have been such a big part of our success in Europe. I mean, of course, having a great team in Europe has been crucial for what we have done, but also, of course, great partner. And for the European 2023 season, when we did seal the championship and had all of our, record-setting runs and all this, it was Edelbrock that was, front and center of our car. They were our main partner. They were the company that we represented, full out all year, and I couldn't be more proud to do it with them. So to be able to bring them with us into this venture in US and also have them with the JCM family, that's huge for me.
I love it. Well, because big sponsors like that, they become family.
Yeah, they really do.
You get so close to them.
Yeah, and they're also, just like VP, Edelbrock is so good to work with. We really understand each other. And I mean, it's the same there. I grew up in the garage with my dad. He had a workshop working on American cars and, building engines and so on. There's been Edelbrock boxes and Comcam boxes in our garage since, as long as I can remember. It's always been around. And when we have done builds of our own, like we raced Street Week last year with Kim's S10 pickup truck, Edelbrock parts. And when we were building a 68 Camaro that we were putting twin turbos on, LS engine, only Edelbrock Comcam's parts. So like before this relationship even came into place, we have always used their products. So for me, it was one of those fits that just felt right. So I'm really happy to be able to bring them on board. So
I'm like, like I said, they're family. It's just, I'm so glad that they came over with you and that they'll be on the car. And I'm just excited. And then, like I said, I can't even keep up. I was taking notes about like all your awards and everything. And so something else that's really, really big is that you are now named to a Swedish racing team. Tell me about that, because we're talking about that. I'm like, this is so exciting.
Yeah, I mean, when this airs, that will be announced that same morning. So Sweden has a Sweden national team. So the same way as you can have, Swedish national football team or basketball team, we have a Swedish motorsport team with a lot of big names, and we have even several drivers that race here in US that are local in Indy. I mean, we have Marcus Eriksson, yes. Felix Rosenqvist, Linus Lundqvist, and we also have a lot of good drivers on the rally side, and Oliver Solberg, and we have, of course, Johan Kristoffersson, Mikaela Kotolinsky. There's several big names that have been included in this for years now, but drag racing has never been one of their disciplines. They have been having a main focus on 5 disciplines, and drag racing hasn't been one of them. So when this door kind of opened for me to be the first and kind of paved the way for other drivers, that's part of it. Of course, being on the national team is a way for us to exchange knowledge with each other and, help each other grow and get further into the motorsport industry overall, but also to bring new talents in, like juniors. How do we work with the junior programs? At the moment, there's no way that we work with the junior programs on the drag racing side. So this is something that they want to develop and have me as an ambassador basically for that, and someone that can, be that bridge for them to understand how we could pick up young talents in drag racing for someone that wants to go elite and do it basically how I've done it, or doesn't have to be the same way, of course, but like that have that end goal and how we could help that. So that's going to be a really cool thing. I'm really honored to be a part of it. Looking forward to it.
So like as part of this team, do you guys actually can drive and compete, do stuff, or is it more of a, like you said, an ambassador role?
It's more of part of it is like an ambassador role. They have a lot of things that we can use that are, of course, mostly in Sweden. Now that I'm not in Sweden anymore, I won't have the same way to use use it, but they have a place called Bosön, which is like a place where a training facility in Sweden that has basically everything. They have simulators, they have like everything you could think of needing, doing, the physical tests and everything. And that's something that you as an athlete for the Swedish national team can use. And you can also get help with, of course, mental coaching, nutrition, workout plans, like all of that to be able to bring you to the next level. But also there's someone you can call when you're like, hey, legal things, what should I do now? And that's something that I haven't had that. But I've been in so many situations where I'm like, I wish I could call someone and ask how this should work. So that's definitely something that they can help out with and help basically us when we don't know how we should go about with things. We can give them a call and say, hey, I don't know how I should tackle this. Can you help me? And they can, help us find ways of doing it the right way, basically, or making it to where we want to be. So, of course, now I wasn't on the team when I was moving here, but let's say I would have been, that would have been something they could have helped me with. Like, how would it be easiest for you to get a visa, to get over there, or how, stuff like that to help us in finding a good way for us to go further in our sports, basically.
Well, and you brought up a good point, too. It's not just jumping in a car and driving.
Yeah.
Like you said, you have to do, stuff, mental, nutrition,
yes,
everything.
Absolutely. And I think, you can be a driver, but if you really want to go, to the next level and you want to be, you want to be a champion, that's the goal. Then I feel like there's so much of that goes into it. The mental part is huge. And also, of course, working out, nutrition, all of that. I've been in the gym every night now. Luckily, we have a gym in the basement where we live now, so
nice.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
I can go downstairs. Unfortunately, I have to walk 3 flights of stairs when I go up, and that's not always the nicest when you have like a leg day and you have to work go up 3 flights of stairs. But yeah, always good. But yeah, it's such a big part of it, and I think the mental part of it is also something that we don't think about how important it actually is. Not just the mental part when you're actually in the car and driving, but then also just look at it. It's 21, 22 events per year. You're not going to win all of them. You want to win all of them, but you're not. Like, that's just part of it. But you need to be able to look at what did I do wrong, or like what could I have done better, and then try and fix that, but then leave it behind. Because you can't be carrying losses with you. Because that's something, if you're going to go around, let's say you go out first run 5 races in a row, and then you're going to go around and having that attitude and you worked up about it. No, you have to leave that. That's in the past. We'll see how we can move on, leave that and go into the next one. And just a lot of those kind of things that I feel like will separate you from finding new ways of going further in the sport or staying in the same place. And that's where like the mental part of it comes in.
Wow, I love it. You're so dead on. I'm like, yes, and I love your attitude, because it takes a lot of therapy time to get to that point. They pay a lot of money for that therapy. And something else I forgot to bring up too, that you do over in Europe, your relationship with Dodge, which I think is pretty huge too.
Yeah, so I worked all last year with Dodge Europe, and it's just so cool. Dodge, we know Dodge over here, it's huge, but Dodge in Europe, it's more exclusive, so to say. Really? Like, it's a little bit when you're over here and you see a Porsche or a Ferrari or something that's more European. That's how us Europeans see it when we see a Dodge over there. And I remember, like, the first thing I did, we were shooting this In or Out series with Dodge that have been on, it's on Dodge official YouTube channel. They're actually dropping a new one really soon. That's going to be so cool. We were up by the Arctic Circle filming on ice. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be so cool to see. But yeah, that was such a fun project. And the first episode, we came to Italy, and they gave me, of course, I had a big Hellcat wide body. Yeah. And the streets in Italy, they're slim. Like, but yeah, we got around really well. We turned a lot of heads. People loved the car. And we even went to a guy that has been, dead on like just European sports car. Yeah. He was not an American car guy, but he loved the car. So he got a chance to drive it, take it up on the mountain roads and all of that. And he thought it was such a cool car. So no, we have done really cool stuff with Dodge over in Europe. We also had a really cool event in Hockenheim where I was racing there with the Top Fuel, and then we had a big hospitality event with a lot of Dodge dealers. We had 5 last call Hellcats there, and my Hellcat was also there because we drove it down, and they got to come there and see me race, and they got to see the night show we did at night, and we ended up winning the event. So it was, one of those like dream weekends. So now it's been cool.
See, I mean, I bring up, so you do all this stuff. I mean, you're so accomplished and everything now. And do you have lots of girls come up to you now and, ask you for advice, or just, do you have a lot more girl fans now getting into racing?
Yeah, I think it's growing. I think when I raced the bike, it stood out more that I was a girl because, of course, on the bike side, I know over here in Pro Stock Bike, we have a lot of really kick-ass girls. But when you look in Europe and you look at the bike side, especially like Super Street Bike or so on, we were a few girls, but we weren't that many. So I think it was more groundbreaking when we did that. Coming into Top Fuel, in Europe, we actually have more girls than we do in US in Top Fuel. So, I mean, number 1, 2, and 3 in the championship this year in Europe were girls.
Yeah,
that's cool. So
what's wrong with F1? Come on.
Yeah. But when you look at the picture of us 3 up there getting like 1, 2, and 3 for the championship, people were like, "Oh, is there a girls' class?" We're like, "Hell no, the guys just didn't make it."
That's right.
Yeah, no, but it's fun because we all compete on the same. Like for me, I don't care if it's a girl or if it's a guy on the other side. And when we put the helmet on and drive, it makes no difference. I know when I race the bike, I can honestly say I might had to work a little bit harder than the boys because it is hard. I mean, when you're driving, those things went 215 miles per hour and we didn't have any wheelie bars and we were running on a street tire that we popped wheelies by the finish line. Like it was a hard class to run and you needed to be really strong because you really need to hold on to the bike to not basically fall off it. So I knew I had to hit the gym a lot. I had to do all of that. But yeah, I might had to work a little bit harder, but it didn't make it impossible. Like it was, and I know when we won the championship on the bike in 2019, there was a lot of talk about me being the first girl that ever did it. But what I thought was cool was also I was the youngest that ever did it. Like
really?
So for me, that was almost bigger. I was like, yeah, well, I understand that you're saying I was the first girl. For me, that doesn't really mean anything, in all honesty, but because I just want to be the best, period. Like, I don't care if it's girls or guys. But being the youngest makes a statement that we were a young team. I mean, I was driving, Kim was building my engines. We were a team that did everything ourselves. We had no... we didn't call the tuners in US to help us with a tune-up. We did all that with our team that we had created together. So that made it even sweeter for me. So,
well, and now we'll get into a little bit that we learned when I was going on the tour. What is the difference between American racing and then drag racing over in Europe? And you mentioned a couple things I thought were cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, the main difference is that our seasons are shorter. Of course, over here, an NHRA season is 21 events. Around there, we have usually 6 races a year, and then we can do a few other. I did as many show events as I could, because seat time is seat time.
Oh, yeah.
So I usually did 8 events per year, and 5 was in the European Championship, and then we had 1 extra race that was a big race, but it wasn't a championship contender race.
Was more a match race type of thing for show?
Not a match race, but we had like a shootout thing.
Okay,
So we did that. But of course, we get more seat time over here. So usually when they say, oh, there's still a rookie driver, they just have 1 season under their belt. That's like 4 for us. So that's the difference. But then also, we run the cars a little bit differently. The rules are the same. The cars are the same. Most of the cars in Europe are cars from US that we have, bought and shipped over there after a few years. But we run a lot of used parts, so we don't have the same budgets to run new parts. So we usually, what the teams run over here, when they kind of don't want to run them anymore, we run them. And there's basically 2 main reasons for that. One being budget. Of course, that's a lot cheaper, and we have our budgets for running in Europe is really slim compared to what it is over here. But also our tracks aren't. I can't say that all tracks in Europe are as good as the tracks are over here, and they're not prepped as equally, I would say, which means that we don't really want all the power that the teams are trying to get out of the cars over here, because it's harder to tune the car back than it is to use everything you have. So many of the teams kind of have that mindset too, that we don't need everything brand new. We will be fast enough basically on what we run like that. But then also, of course, since the tracks are different, the cars are set up a little bit different, we don't get a lot of testing, like almost none.
Oh, wow.
And we, less seat time, which also means less time for the tuners to make
out, yeah.
We usually don't have the tracks that well prepped at the top end, which means that the cars are running quite loose. We usually use more wing, which gives more downforce, which means that our miles per hour is usually quite a bit down. I mean, I have the European record in ET and miles per hour. ET is 377, miles per hour 321 miles per hour. So it's way down compared to what it is here. But if you are looking at what you're running with and what you're running on, we're actually running really quick over in Europe. And then another thing to think about is everybody that does it just because they love it. Nobody is paid. I mean, you don't have paid drivers, you don't have paid crew guys. I mean, all my crew guys, they take time off work, they come to the races. Many of them sleep on air mattresses in the trailers just to do this because we love it. We want to win. There's a real passion behind it, and that's definitely something that is cool about Europe. You can't find a race team out there that goes racing and doesn't feel passionate about it. So that's very cool. But of course, that's also one of the reasons why we have lower budgets and all that, how we were able to manage that.
Wow. And then you're telling me, too, because, F1, everybody talks FF1, you actually race on one of those tracks.
Yeah, so we race on Hockenheim Ring, which is, of course, the F1 track, too. They do a lot of circuit track racing over there. So we have some tracks that are permanent tracks. So basically, Tierp Arena, Santa Pod Raceway, those are permanent tracks. Then we have some tracks that we can do, like, show runs on, like Gardermoen in Norway and some others. But then we also have tracks like Hockenheim Ring that is prepped for that weekend that we're going to run, and then it's taken off again. So yeah, that's very different, and that track in itself has its own charm, and it can differ so much on some years. Some years you come there and it's better than you had expected, and some years it's not, because it depends a lot, of course, since it's not a track that is permanently there. It can change a lot when you get there. And the track by itself is also a little bit strange, because it kind of merges together a little bit after the finish line. So you're like making some turns, and then you do like the long turn when you turn off tracks. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Yeah, but no, it's a very cool event. I mean, we have had like 80,000 people in a weekend, 50,000 people coming in just to watch the night show. We do like a really cool night show there where we run. It's not in competition, so it doesn't count for qualifying, but the teams can run just for show.
And the flames,
yeah,
of course.
I mean, seeing those header flames when it's pitch black outside, and I mean, it's pitch black. We don't have any lights on the track. What they do is usually they put out like a little LED lights on the side. First time I drove, we had like a flashlight at the end of the track. So like when it gets dark, like it gets dark. I have a video on my YouTube page where you can see how dark it gets. Like it's when I shut off and you can't see anything from like the header flames, it's dark. Like
they don't let you do that here. Because I remember in Brainerd, it's like it was getting dark and they don't have lights, so they're like, we're done racing for the day.
Yeah, and of course for us that's not racing; it's a show run. Yeah. But still, it's a very cool event, and many people come just for that, and it's. I mean, the fans in Hockenheim and in Germany, they're very special too. It feels like no one that comes there doesn't love what they're there for. Like everybody just, when we go in after a night session like that, because it's usually very late at night, the guys have to trash until, in the middle of the night to get the car ready for race day the next morning. And you still have fans there in the pits because it's an open pit. So they're still there cheering them on until, 2 a.m. in the morning, watching the guys work. And it's definitely special. Yeah.
That really gets you going. That gives you the motivation.
Yeah.
When you got them at the line, like watching. Oh my God. And you got a taste of it with, you've been to the tracks before, even before this year. You've been to the NHRA races, so you know how it goes here. Yeah, because weren't you at the U.S. Nationals this year?
Yeah, I was at the U.S. Nationals. I was also last day in Pomona. That was first time I was in Pomona, so I was there for the final. That was really cool. And I was in Gainesville. So that was the 3 I did last year. And then we've done Vegas, we've done Gainesville a few times, but there's still so many of them I want to see.
Oh, and you love the fans there. So I got to tell you, one of my favorite fan places is Epping. The fans there are amazing. They are just like, we even had a rain day on Sunday. They all came back the next day. You would never know on Monday morning that it was Monday. But now I'm going to ask you a fun question because you mentioned it earlier. Okay. You talk about all these Swedish drivers who are here.
Yep.
Do you guys all know each other and get together?
No, not really.
Okay. I'm like doing like Marcus go hang out. It's like, hey, what's up?
No, I mean, I met Marcus once, and then I feel like the others, we have a lot of mutual friends. So basically that's how it works in this world. Like we all have mutual friends. It's like, I don't know him, but I know this and that person that they work with. But no, not really. Not yet, at least. If they have a club, I'm not invited yet.
Well, but in the drag racing though, because you know Johnny and Julie. So I'm like, how many racers have we gotten from Sweden now? I'm like, my God.
Oh, yeah, from Sweden that are here permanently. Yeah, we have, of course, me and Johnny that are here permanently. And then I know Ulf Leanders come here quite a lot. Yeah, I don't think he lives here permanently. But yeah, we have some others too. So Sweden have been kind of busy on that part.
Yeah, we're going to pipe them into America then.
I like it.
So, and now we get to the part I always have to ask, since this is about women in motorsports, what advice do you have for girls who want to get into motorsports? What's your main key for them?
Yeah, I mean, don't be afraid to get into it. And also, there's something I usually want to say is there's so many other spaces than just to drive to, because a lot of people think that when you're a driver and you're supporting, females in the industry and so on, people instantly think that you have to drive. But there's so many cool positions. I mean, we have females that are, working on the race cars, females that are technicians. We have, females working in media. We have people working on the track and doing all of that. So I feel like there's definitely a space for more women out here, and you don't just have to aim for being a driver if you don't wanna. And also, I mean, there's so many classes in drag racing.
Yes.
Just try some. I mean, go to Frank Holly's. Try get your license and see how you feel about it. Maybe even try a door car and a dragster and see what you like best, and kind of work your way around a little bit. Because, I mean, for me, I started in junior dragster. I got my license for Super Comp when I was 16. And I was like, I want to go Top Fuel. That was what I wanted to do. But also, who has the money to go Top Fuel when you're 18?
Exactly, yeah.
I saw an interview of myself when I was like 8, running junior dragster, and they asked, so what do you want to do when you get bigger? And I was like, I'm going to run Top Fuel when I'm 18. And then I turned 18, and I laughed, and I was like, yeah, that's not happening anytime soon, because it just takes so much more than that. But I would never change the years I had on the drag bike side for anything. I mean, I had never pictured myself racing, 215 miles per hour, turbo drag bikes, doing high wheelies. That was like never in my plan. But when we started with the bikes, and I just fell in love with the class and the competition and how we had to build everything and how much it took from the team and from the driver, and like how much you had to learn and like everything, it just spiked so much fire in me, and I love that. I always still aimed for Top Fuel, and I had a long-term goal of getting there, and that's how we have worked. But I'm so happy that I had that experience, and that's what I feel with others too. I hear so many people tell me, I want to do Top Fuel too, but I don't have the money, or I want to do that and that. I never had the money. Like, that's not how I have gotten into this. But widen your
widen your view.
Yeah,
your
exactly.
Options.
Try other things. Like, because for me, to be honest, I was like, I want to go racing pro stock or top alcohol or something or pro mod on my way up here. But I didn't have the money for it. But what I had money for was racing a bike, because it's a lot cheaper to race a bike than it is to race a car. And I was like, if I want to race a pro class and I can race a pro class in a bike class, that's what I'm going to do, because that will get me out there. I can market myself. I can be good at that too.
Okay, so now I have to ask, will we see you on a pro stock bike?
I don't have any plans for that.
Okay.
No.
I'm like, I just have to ask since you talk about how much you love it.
Yeah, so I mean, of course, the pro stock bike and the pro street bike or super street bike that's called in Europe that I did, it's very different style of bike, since of course I run on a street tire and without wheelie bars, and of course the pro stock is on a slick tire and with wheelie bars, and they are naturally aspirated engines. We run turbo engines, and it's different type of animals. But I mean, I've seen so many drivers do it well with the switch. I mean, when I came over here in 2018 and raced in pro street bike, I raced with Gage, I raced with
Really?
and I raced with Richard Gadsden, that also gonna be teammate with Gage this year. So we also have Bud Yoder, Mark Paquette, all of those that are in Pro Stock Bike. They were there racing when I raced in 2018 in Pro Street Bike. So they are all Pro Street Bike racers that have made their way over to Pro Stock. So I think that there's definitely a way to do that. I'm not saying I'm against it, but I'm all in on Top Fuel. I'm not. I've gotten questions if you want to do something else in the meantime or so on, but I have so much work to do together with the team so that we can have the car, the trailers, the team, everything ready when we get out there. So I'm not going to go away playing with something else.
I don't think people realize how much work it takes in the non-travel season to get ready.
Exactly. And I think that that's also, a lot of people asked me, why aren't you racing the first half of the season? Are you not ready? I'm ready. I would like to be there right now. I want to be there right now. But that's not how it works when you put a race team together. Like we need more time to, we're working on my trailer right now. And we have to have a team in place when we get there, because we're going to run 2 cars instead of just 1 car that they're used to. So there's just a lot of things that have to fall into place. And that's what we're working on right now. And we're working long term. This is not something bringing in to do a few events this year and then we'll see. I mean, we want to do this for the long haul, and we're of course looking at a full season for next year and so on. So if we have to wait a little bit longer to get started and doing it the right way, of course, I'm feeling like there's candy on the table and I can't eat it, so it's a little hard, but I do understand it. So for me, it's more important that we're all ready and we're all on the same page and we're working long term for something that will be good for everybody and that we can be a strong contender when we get out there. But of course, it's hard to be a racer and being at the racetrack and not get to race.
But you hit the nail on the head, doing it the right way and getting there when it's ready instead of just half-assed.
And that's been super important for me for so many years. I wanted to be here for so many years, but I want to be here with the right team and I want to be here for the right reasons and all of this. And I've had many opportunities to come here, but they haven't felt 100% right. And with this team now, with JCM and with Joe and with all this team that we're putting together, I just feel like this definitely is the right way for me to go. If that, like I said, if that means that I have to wait until late summer before I can make my NHRA debut, I'm all for it. And also, I knew that when we went into this, I knew that this was not a team that had a seat to fill. Which would have been different if they were looking for a driver because they had an empty car or so on. This is a team that are creating an opportunity around me, which is in a way even bigger.
Very flattering that they're doing that for you.
So I just have to be a little more patient.
and it's so because all the rumors over the off season. Whose place is she taking? The rumors were flying. But, and now social media where everybody can find you, because if you have not gone and followed her, you have to. She creates such great content.
You
do great videos, and you get being at Pro, you gave such a good perspective of what went on behind the scenes and stuff like that. So where can people follow you and your team then this season on social?
Yeah, so basically what I work mostly with is my Instagram. And my Instagram is Dragster FIA, basically, or in Swedish we say Dragster FIA. So it actually doesn't have anything to do with FIA. People think that, but it doesn't. But yeah, that's how you find me. Or you search for my name, Ida Zetterström, and it will pop up. It has the blue little check mark there, so you see it's the right one. And that's where I do like most day-to-day things, a lot of stories and so on. And of course, JCM has a Instagram page too, which is JCM Nitro, where you can see everything from the team. But then I also have my Facebook account, which is Ida Zetterström Drag Racing, and of course JCM Racing over there too. Those two you will find updates on. And I'll do my best on YouTube. Last year we were good at making, we made vlogs from almost every FIA event last year, and those were, to me, looking back at those vlogs means so much because I get to see how, me and the team are working together. And especially now, moving on from Europe, they will mean so much more for me. So I'll definitely try and create more vlogs for YouTube too. But I have a page there that's Ida Zetterström Racing too, or Drag Racing.
I'm so glad I got you in today. I'm so glad you're here.
So glad
I cannot wait to cheer you on because I'll be like, cool.
I look forward to it.
I'm very passionate about cheering.
And I like this. I really love this podcast. I listen to it a lot, and I think supporting women in motorsport sport, and this is a fine line to walk. Because in one way, I feel like I don't want it to just feel like we're making too much of not making that big of a deal that we're women in the business, because we are here and we're doing it well, and it's not like we're just here competing. We're here winning. We're here taking names. We're here being champions, and that's what we should be seen as. And I think it's really cool. I like what you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you again for listening. I'm Nikki Clark, and this is Women Take the Wheel. Be sure to connect and follow on Facebook when you search for Women Take the Wheel podcast. And be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast right now on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is Women Take the Wheel with Nikki Clark. Follow and subscribe to this podcast now and discover even more great podcasts on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Online at allindianapodcastnetwork.com. allindianapodcastnetwork.com.